Alright, here we go. My name is Mike. I'm not a YouTuber, so this is totally amateur hour. I am making this video to review the unboxing of my OMG X laser from Richard Zhang. I'd like to say, first of all, thanks to him for working with me to get this thing on order. He responded to all my texts pretty quickly, and we had a lot of back and forth trying to figure out exactly what I wanted to get. Second thing I'd like to say is the item, once it was shipped, got here real quick. Came via DHL. Once it left, once the order was placed, it only took a few days for it to actually come here and show up at my front of my house. I will also say this thing is heavy. Depends on what you get, I suppose, but I got quite a few items in here that I'm going to pull out, and so mine was pretty heavy, and I needed a lot of help to get it moved to where it is now so that I can do this video. That being said, I've already took the top off, or loosened the top, just to save some time. So I'm going to pull it out, and then I'll start pulling out all the items, let you know what they are, and I'll give you my thoughts on how that was packaged and things like that, okay? So without further ado, let's get started. Lid's coming off. First thing I noticed on the box was that there was really no damage. There was one slight spot where it had crushed the box a little bit. I mean, it was probably the size of a 50-cent piece, for those that know that size. So it wasn't very large, and it didn't seem like it penetrated through the box, so I was confident that everything was fine there. So first thing you'll see in the box here is there's a lot of foam on top. I'm going to move that out. First item that I'm going to pull out is, I'm just going to go from top to bottom. First item I'm going to pull out here is my safety glass. I went ahead and ordered a piece of this safety glass so that I'm going to be using my machine in my single car garage. So my single car garage has got a lot of stuff in it, and for anybody that's watched American Ninja Warrior, it seems that it's like that, and then you go from one end of the garage to the other. I got to duck and weave and jump and jive and get around parts to get in there. A little bit of back history about myself. I've had a CO2 laser for a long time. I do CNC woodworking as well. So I'm familiar with the process, and let's say using light burn and things like that. I also do stickers like you put on your car windows and whatnot. So I'm used to a Cameo. I also have another plotter that's a little bit larger for doing larger stickers and such. So I'm kind of familiar with everything. So my concern in the garage for this item is that, you know, I do have some foot traffic that goes in and out, you know, my wife, my kids, stuff like that. And although I do have glasses and whatnot, I'm concerned for, if I'm running a laser, that they walk in there and not pay attention and not put a pair of glasses on. If I leave it out, that they will harm themselves. So I bought this piece of extra glass. Eventually I will get an enclosure, but for now, what I'm going to do with this is going to set up a small vise that I can, you know, put it at the angle that it's lasering, that initially if you walk into the garage and you don't have glasses on, you should be fine looking at it, if you do look at it, and then be safe being able to go out there and do things like get stuff out of the refrigerator and, you know, the washer and dryer and stuff like that. So piece of glass right there. You can't ask for that. It doesn't really, I think now it's on their website, but it wasn't on there initially. I found it off someone else that had ordered that. So it prompted me to get it. All right, next item I got in here is some laserable tape. So everything right now so far has been packaged very nice. This guy here is, you can laser on it, and it's kind of like making those black brass things you see on awards and certificates and things like that, trophies. So this will allow you to print that, cut it out to the size you need, and put it on whatever you want to put it on. Next item, get rid of some of this foam. What we got here is this is an extra side table. So let me get this unwrapped first, I guess, so you can see it. Fold one. I'm gonna give me a knife to make this a little easier. All right. So everything is wrapped up with this protective plastic. Helps keep everything from getting scratches, and does cushion it a little bit in the box. So this item here is the extra side plate. So you may be wondering why I got an extra side plate. Well, this extra side plate is going to allow me to help mount the rotary off to the side. I'll have something that I can mount it to, put it up there, remove it when I don't need it. But when the rotary's in play, then I have something I can put it on rather than just setting it off to the side of the table. And depending on what you're doing, you may not have room on the bed of the laser to put that item there. All right. Next item I got here was this little lift table. I think it's referred to as the Z table. This allows you to put your items on the bed of your laser, and then you can raise and lower it as needed to adjust height level and things like that. I think that'll come in handy when doing smaller items. I'm trying to make everything as easy as possible for me to adjust and to put it in the position that I need to be in to do the work that I need to do. All right. Okay, here you got your safety goggles. You know, when you're doing your laser, you gotta wear safety goggles to protect your eyes. Unlike a CO2 laser, which typically is in a it's in a closed lid, and the spectrum of laser that you're using, you don't have to worry about it affecting your eyes. This one here, you do have to worry about that, definitely depending on the type of material you're lasering, about it reflecting off there, and it could damage your eyes. The only thing I don't like about the fiber laser is typically, you're dealing with green when you're looking through everything. I've tried to do some research on some clear glasses. I found a few out there. Still doing my research on that. I want to try to get something that's more transparent, more clear, because I do get fascinated by watching the process, and I do want something that looks more, real when you're looking at it. This right here looks pretty nice. It's got a nice hard case and a bag for it. I did order another one to have an extra one. This one I will hang on the door going to the garage. When I do put a sign up that the laser's being in use, that they can put that on if they go into the garage, and hopefully that will assist in keeping them safe when they go out there. But that's another reason why I got the shield, because people don't pay attention sometimes, and I want to have just an extra layer of protection when I got that thing running. All right, next item. Got a box. Open it up, see what's in it. Okay. Got a few items in here. First off, I elected to go with the motorized Z. So this is obviously the attachment for that. This allows you to, electronically through the software, raise and lower your Z to the proper level for focusing. Where I'm going to put my laser, it's going to be a little higher, and I'm not that tall of a guy, so it's going to make it a little difficult for me to spin it to raise and lower it. Just wanted to keep something that was simple, easier for me to do. We'll see how that goes. Of course, you get your package of Allen wrenches, used for, I get putting it together and all that kind of stuff. Of course, my toolbox is full of these things, so I'll just add it to that collection. Power cord, self-explanatory. USB cord. Now, depending on where you're going to put your machine, my machine's a little bit away from my computer, and I am a little minor OCD, so I'm going to get a longer cord, and it'll probably be black. And I will be able to route it to my laptop that I use out in the garage. Also, I have another computer just inside the garage in another room. The cord I'm going to get is going to be long enough to reach both of those depending on where I'm doing things. So USB cord, it won't go to waste, I'm sure. I asked Richard to provided me with the old handle and everything for the top of the tower. The purpose of that was if I have an issue with the motor up there and in the process of troubleshooting or ordering parts, I'll still be able to raise and lower the tower, the gavel head to the proper focus. So I asked him if he would provide the old knob for that, and he did. And also inside this package is your guides for alignment. Comes with a nuts to attach it to the board so you can set up how you want to align items on your machine. So I've got those there. Of course, you got the famous foot switch. You know, this is important if you're doing, you know, a lot of items, small, quick items, you know, where you can swap it out onto the bed of the machine and then, you know, hit your switch, start the next process. Take it off, put another one, hit the switch, start the next process. If you don't have to make a lot of changes on anything, this is going to help speed up your production. Don't know if I'll use it that much. We'll see. Won't know till I get in there and start, you know, actually using the laser a lot. But I can see where that would be beneficial for you to have. Of course, you got your lenses. Now, I'm still kind of new to the fiber laser. And, we'll save this one for a second. You got your lenses here. New to the fiber laser, so of course you got the 300, 150, and the 70 lenses. These are the extra lenses here. Of course, that's important depending on you know, what you're trying to laser. Coins, you know, most likely you want to use the 70 lens, and the for tumblers and things like that, you'll probably most likely want to be using the 300 lens, just to give you that extra work surface for the size of the item that you're doing. That's it for that box. This other little box here, kind of like some of the famous stuff that he does, that Richard Zhang sends out, you know, little items in here that you can display. You know, of course I'll give this to my daughter probably, and she'll be hanging it off her school backpack and whatnot. I'm gonna keep one of these probably close to the machine for good luck. So hopefully that will be the case for me. Also in this box here, you got the software for your EasyCAD and a couple of fuses for the machine. So you'll need these items here to, in case you blow a fuse. Hopefully we won't have that happen very often. But here, of course, again, is the EasyCAD software if you're using that software. I'll be using Lightburn, but it's good to have a backup in case you need it. This here is the cover for the lens that's installed in the machine, so that when you pull it out, you can protect it. And I recommend keeping these boxes. If you're a CO2 laser guy, maybe you can make a, you know, design and make a box where you can have a safe place to store these. But obviously, always make sure that you protect your lenses. You don't want scratches on there, and you don't have to go and replace them anytime soon unless you have to. A couple other items in the box is we got Richard Zhang's business card. Of course, you'll be able to make things like this for yourself if you need it. So very nice, I like it. Also in the box is a bunch of blank black business cards. So this will get you started in focusing your machine, figuring out how it works. So good place to start there. Alright. Well, these guys were a little bit separated, but I can already tell what this is. This is the these are the tools for your rotary truck that comes with your machine. So you got a couple extra jaws, something like that inside and then outside jaws, and then of course you got your tool to adjust those. Some mounting screws to mount it to the work surface, or in my case the side table. That's what I'll be mounting that to. But you can have all those. As you can see, I went with the buy once, cry once mentality. If you're married, you know what that means. In the past, I would just buy these things as I needed them, but I know that I will need these items probably more sooner than later. And it was easier to convince the boss to let me get what I wanted to get now, all at once, rather than later on down the road, oh, I need this and I need that, and of course I have to deal with that situation. So this here is the XY table. So this just allows you to adjust your whatever that you're lasering left and right. You can do micro adjustments and things like that. Just helps be more precise in what you're trying to align your workbed to. So this I will mount probably on the Z table, and we'll see how that works. If it's too high in that case, then I will most likely disassemble that and use them separately, and then put them together, you know, whenever I feel it's necessary for that to happen. Next item we got in here is the 200 millimeter riser. This is important because you're going to need this to have the proper focus for your 300 lens. So this item here, you're going to mount down there. I'm going to put it on there when I put the machine together. It's probably going to live there. Got screws. Probably going to live there. Definitely I don't need something where I got to take it off and on all the time. I want to deal just put it together and leave it together and use it as needed. So like I said, that's required. Plenty of videos on them people putting these together, and all it does is just raise it up 200 millimeters to account for your 300 millimeter lens to get proper focusing. Most time, like I said, most time I see when people use that, they're doing tumblers and larger items. That gives you your 300 millimeters is going to give you your largest work there, which I believe is almost 12 inches by 12 inches. All right. Here is your rotary. So your machine should, let's see the spot to cut this. Your machine should come with one of these. Of course, you're going to use this for a variety of items. There's a lot of attachments you can get for it, for tumblers. There's a lot of things you can put on chucks to do rings. It actually carries a ring tumbler for items like that, small items. No shortage of plastic on these items. I'm going to have to cut this a little better. There we go. So on my CO2 laser, I've done tumblers quite a bit. So this will be a little different on the fiber laser, but same kind of setup right here. You got your tools I showed you earlier. You can change the jaws. These are the outside jaws, and you have other jaws you can put in for inside jaws. You got your tool to adjust it and tighten it. It also comes with the wrench to do that, and there you go. You should be able to, it's adjustable, so you can level the items that you're going to be engraving, which is important to get the proper focus. All right. Next item we got in here. Let's go as I go. Here's your work surface bottom plate. This is where your tower is going to mount. And your risers. The 200 millimeter riser is going to go here first, and then your tower is going to be on top of that. That we got here that I elected to get. Again, buy once, cry once. I hate getting stuff home and then finding out later that, oh dang, I should have got that part, or I should have got the upgrade of this and that. So what I did here is I went ahead and went for the ring rotary. This is going to allow you to do lots of small items, obviously rings. I have a little experience with a fiber laser, but I haven't done things like jewelry, smaller items like that. So I'll be interested to see how this works out. So I got the jaws installed so you can do your rings. Very small rotary, which obviously you don't need nothing big if that's what you're doing jewelry. But this is the ring rotary. Of course, got all your adjustments for it here. Lock handle, spread it out. Got your jaws installed here so that you can put your rings on. You can move these in different positions to do different sizes. Obviously, you can probably do bracelets. Anything small that you need to do, this is going to do it for you. Another item I went for is the ladder or the rotary for the top plate. This allows you to do batch work. So that's this item here. I'm about to pull out the plate that goes on top of it. What this item does, it's a rotary that allows you to put items on top. So let's say you're doing keychains or business cards. You'll be able to put multiple ones on this, and then in Lightburn, when you set up your software, when you set up your program, then you'll be able to do, instead of one card at a time, I mean, theoretically, you're still doing one card at a time, but you'll be able to put multiple cards on this plate. And then, because of that, you'll be able to start your job, and it will laser a card, it will laser a business card, and then it will, when it's done with the one card, it will automatically rotate to the next card, which just frees you up time so you don't have to babysit the machine while it's doing that process. And like I said, you can do keychains. There's a variety of items that you can set on there to do that. And this is going to be useful. Of course, there's a lot of different mounting. So you can put different jigs on there and stuff like that. Just to give you an example, when you put that on there, you'll be able to put a business card like that. And then you'll be able to put multiple ones on there. And as it's doing its thing, it's going to spin after it gets done with each one. So you'll be able to do multiple items, freeing up you some time to take care of other things while the machine is working. So that will mount on top of here and will spin however way you design or program it into the software when you're making your designs. All right. I believe we're getting to the main parts of the machine. Again, throughout this unboxing, everything's been meticulously packed. As you can see, I've been pulling out a lot of foam. Everything's padded. It's padded in the right spots. Happy to see that. I've seen other videos where that's the case as well. So I don't think you'll have any worries about getting your machine in safely. The next thing I'm going to pull out is the tower. So this is the tower. As you can see, there's a motor on top because I went with the powered Z. So once this is installed and I hook up the pin for it, I'll be able to raise it and lower it. Most likely, and the way I understand it, it's going to be based on the settings in Lightburn. If you use the CO2 laser, you know that you can adjust your, if you have a Ryuda controller, then you can you can jog your head, your laser head back and forth via software. And so that's what this is basically going to do. But that's why I wanted the manual parts for up here, because if this was to become defective for some reason, I wanted to still be able to use my laser, so I'd be able to take that off and put the knob on top, and then I can still adjust it manually until I figure out what the problem is with the motor. There's not much to it, it's just the motor and then the controller. So if it is to break, it should be easy to troubleshoot. So hopefully I'll never have that problem, but just in case, I wanted to have a backup plan. Okay, next item's coming out is going to be the gavel head and then the actual source. Again, everything is nicely padded. This is the gavel head. Got your lens installed already. It's got calibration marks on the bottom, so when you go to install it onto the tower, you get it approximately in the correct position on there from the factory, so that everything should be fine. You have your bottom laser here, which is to help you align your measurements. It's supposed to help you focus, and that will work with the lens here with the laser light that comes out of there. All right, the next item that's going to come out is the actual source. Again, wrapped and padded, lots of foam. So for those of you guys that already know, the source is basically similar to a computer core, size-wise. All right. For those that have a CO2 laser, something to consider that I have is that ventilation. So there is a little bit of just my light here. There is a little bit of fumes and whatnot that comes off certain materials. So I went ahead and, since I have a CO2 laser, I was able to get something that I could mount to my existing laser, adapter, and the exhaust port there, and run a 4-inch hose with a vent that I can put next to wherever I'm working in case I need it. So something to consider that when you're setting your system up. All right. Laser source coming out. It is heavy. Like I said, it looks like a computer tower. It's got all your connections on the back. Of course, your fiber cords coming off off the back of it. And last item we got in the box is, of course, a millimeter rule to help you with the alignments or your focusing. So to give you that, I'm sure you're going to make alignment sticks for yourself, but this will at least get you started to get it in the proper position to be in focus. And that's pretty much it. I'm excited to get started. Like I said, thanks to Richard for working with me, corresponding back and forth to get everything I wanted, exactly what I wanted, and for the item to get here as quickly as it did. It came safe, it came via DHS, came right to my front door. Just keep in mind that depending on what you got, I got a few extra items and they're all heavy. Your box could weigh quite a bit, so most likely, even if you get the minimum machine, you're not going to move this box by yourself. Luckily, I was able to get my wife to help me out, and then I also have some furniture sliders, so I can slide it around wherever I need it. Obviously, this is going into my garage, so I still got some setup to do there. I am excited to get it all out in the open and see everything. According to my inventory list, I've got everything that I wanted. And yeah. So I appreciate you watching. I don't think you're going to have any issues going with this company or this brand. I've seen a lot of videos of people using this machine and they have had nothing but good things to say. as far as I can tell so far, everything that I pulled out, there's no blemishes or scratches or any sort of visible damage that I can see. And of course, obviously, you won't know if all the electronics work until you set it up and start using it. But I think so far, I'm happy with what I got. And sorry, important text. And I'm looking forward to putting it to good use. So enjoy, have a great day, and stay safe. Thank you. Bye.